I'm a neuro nerd. If you're a hockey nerd, you'll understand this reference. I'm interviewing my third brain buddy. That makes it a hat trick. Interviewing Jamie of Stroke Survivors Never Quit. Quack, quack, quack. Everything I know about hockey came from the Mighty Ducks. Boom! 50th episode. Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are
the NeuroNerds. Yes, that was on time.
I feel pretty good about that.
NeuroNerds.
So this is a special episode of the NeuroNerds. It's episode 50, and our 1-year anniversary is coming up soon. It's been a great journey, and I appreciate all you guys for following me and Lauren on it. We really appreciate you guys for listening and showing us all the love, and we'd like to ask for your support in giving us a rating and a review on iTunes. It would be a tremendous help to the NeuroNerds to continue to grow and reach more listeners like you. Okay, so now we're going to get into this episode. This is another Joe Solo Rock interview with one of my brain buddies. It's pretty awesome. It's Jamie from Stroke Survivors Never Quit. She is one of my main influences. I'm super inspired by her. I started my USO Rock section on my blog because of her. She is a Renaissance woman. She does it all. She's one of the sweetest, nicest, most genuine people I've ever known. I love this woman. I think you're going to love her too. So here's my interview with Jamie. Hello, Jamie. What's up?
Hey.
What's going on, Jamie? So, Jamie is and I say our, even though it's only me, our special neuro nerd guest today. And I've been trying to get Jamie on the show for how long now? It's been like a month. Oh
Yeah.
man, it's been like one of my favorite series, a series of unfortunate events. There was technical issues, there was timing issues, but you are here now, and I'm so super excited to have you on and to chat with you, and so you can tell all the people your amazing, incredible, inspiring story. Also,
I'm really excited.
I had a question for you. How do you pronounce your last name?
Yes.
Coyle. It's not Coily? Okay,
No.
because I was like, I think it's Coyle, but I'm not 100% sure, and I didn't want to butcher your name. So Jamie Coyle, awesome. So
yeah, everyone always thinks that.
you should add an E, or like maybe 2 E's and a Y. So Jamie, we met maybe around a year ago, maybe?
In
Was
March,
it in March?
I'd say.
Man. So I was still very strokey then. I've only been 100% coherent, for the better part of like this year. But that was kind of like at the beginning when I first started chatting with other stroke survivors, and it was incredible.
Yep.
Like it was mind blowing that there's more people out there like me that understand the things that I'm going through, which is crazy.
Yeah, when you do your research and you find out how many young people have strokes, it's mind blowing.
It really is. And when you say young, because I fancy myself a pretty young dude, but I just turned 41 recently. That's not, some people say that's old. It's not old. If you're calling me old, you're kind of a dick. But like
40,
absolutely. See, this is why you're one of my favorite people. But I've run into recently, the last maybe month or so, several people who have had pediatric strokes. That's incredible.
Yep.
I didn't even know that was a thing. It's like this whole other subculture.
I have like 20 friends on Facebook who are pediatric stroke survivors. It's like
that's just amazing, because I struggled as an adult, as a grown up. I was 39 when I had my stroke, and I struggled greatly to recover. Like recovery was lonely, it was difficult, it was crazy. I can only imagine what a child is going through. Jamie, I can only imagine what you went through. How old were you when you had your stroke?
Okay, so I was 12.
Oh my gosh.
I was at a hockey game. I was a really prestigious hockey player. I was, not to like pat my own back.
Oh, no, pat away.
I was one of the best in the country, and I was actually at a hockey tournament that weekend. I had just scored a goal. I came onto the bench and I collapsed. And I remember like literally everything. And that's kind of where my PTSD plays in. I don't think like mental health is talked about like enough, but
I agree with you 100%.
yeah. Yeah, so I remember like everything, and yeah, it was pretty
Wow.
pretty tough. Like
Wow. And the type of
yeah,
stroke that you had, what kind of stroke was it?
an ischemic stroke,
Right.
and the doctors still don't know why. And they told me like, look, you're never gonna have another one. It was just like a freak
That's
thing.
okay. So for me, I kind of need to know things. And if I don't know things, I go a little bit crazy. So I know
No, like I'm the
I know that
exact
there's
same
somebody out there that
way.
know if aliens are actually a thing. I know they are, but like somebody knows for sure. And I don't know, and it bothers me. And if I think about it too long, I think my blood pressure would spike, and I'd probably have another stroke. So, how have you dealt with not actually knowing 100% why it happened?
Yeah, so that was like really tough, just knowing that I can't pinpoint like why, because there's a lot of things that go on in my head. That's like, oh, maybe I didn't drink enough water that day. Maybe I was dehydrated. Maybe I was born with something in my head. Maybe it just goes on and on. And
Oh,
sometimes
wow.
like that keeps me up at night. But I just try and like move forward and like think positive
It's
and
essential. Positive
yeah.
mindset is really, really key in recovery. But I might stay up tonight thinking why, because that's so much. But so how long did it take you to recover from your stroke?
Okay, so me being 12, of course, no one thought it was a stroke. They were checking my head for ticks and just about everything, because
Right, you were a
of,
baby.
frankly, my age. Um, so they didn't actually diagnose me
Oh,
until like
wow.
hours after, when like they took the CAT scan and MRI, blah blah blah. And I still have weakness on my right side because they couldn't give
Oh,
me
right, right. And that
the shot
basically reverses it immediately,
like
right?
that. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it like breaks up the clot. Yeah. So I still go to the gym. Um, I can walk, I can talk, I can move and stuff, but I still have a limp. But
Oh, absolutely.
I try to count my blessings.
It's really it's weird, but
Yeah,
you're here. So no matter what, like that's an amazing thing. So
yeah, yep. Because really, on that
oh my
day, I
gosh.
I really thought I was dying. Because I don't know if like but when you're like having the stroke, it almost feels
Mhm.
like a dream. And like I don't know, it was like such a
I kind
odd
of know exactly
feeling.
what you're talking about. Like I was slowly deteriorating. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
So I play a lot of video games, and I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
my power,
Yep.
like my health, was draining slowly. It was so bizarre, I had a
Yeah.
hemorrhagic stroke, so it was a brain bleed. So when the vessel burst in my
Okay.
brain, everything just kind of went loopy, and my whole body just went haywire. So I'm not 100% sure what
Yeah.
the ischemic stroke feels like.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's like the same because it's like
Right.
a problem in your brain, you know what I mean? But I totally get the you feeling like loopy and stuff like that because I felt totally loopy
Right.
for
And
like
you actually
a
passed
couple
out.
days after.
You just collapsed.
No, I actually didn't. Um yeah, I just collapsed and I could only like look forward, and
Mhm.
I couldn't even like tell you what was going on in my mind, but I
Oh,
knew
wow.
that something was
Wow,
like
but you were
severely
so
wrong.
young. What was it? Do you
Yeah.
think it was a benefit that you were so young that you were able to bounce back physically and mentally like you have?
I think
Hmm.
mentally, yes. Yes, definitely. And probably physically because I was such like an awesome hockey player, I feel like
Right.
that just helped me get back because I was always like, oh, when am I going to get on the ice again? Like, when am I going to play hockey again? And like, of course, now seeing as my right side is is
Mhm.
weaker and blah blah blah. Like I can still skate, but I can't ever like
Oh,
play on a
wow. Wow,
team
that
or
that must be
anything like
difficult,
that.
you know? Especially
But
because you played at such a
yeah,
high level.
yeah,
Hey, but you know, you're still killing
yeah,
it right now.
it
I've seen
definitely
your gym
was.
pictures. You're killing it.
Yeah.
And also as an advocate for,
Thank you.
our community, you've been amazing. Like you're it's super inspirational, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So in March, I started um, this Instagram called Stroke Survivors Never Quit. And the name actually came from my girlfriend Kayla. We were just at the gym that night, and she took like a really awesome picture of me like flexing, and she
Oh,
was
that's
like,
awesome.
hashtag Stroke Survivors Never Quit. And
Wow,
yeah, and
that's
it just
such a
started
dope
from
story. You know
there.
what's funny? I actually wondered why, like not why, how you came up with the name, like why I was like, oh, that's the one, you know? That's such a beautiful story, especially because you have such a close relationship with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
She seems awesome. I met her briefly on one of our Brain Buddy calls. For
Yep.
anybody that doesn't know, I have a call once a month with my Brain Buddies,
Yep.
and it's several of us that like chat about, strokes and how we can get the word out there and reach other people and help as many people as possible. And on one of those calls, I met your girlfriend briefly for the first time. She seems awesome.
Yeah, she's so awesome. She's so supportive, understanding. Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm really lucky to have her.
Oh man, how long have you guys been together?
3 years.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
I've been with my girlfriend 10 years, so I mean,
Oh,
it's
wow.
it's all relative.
Yeah.
What would you say it was the most difficult thing about your recovery?
Probably just being able to like not move at first. And like learning how to walk and talk and have like intelligent conversations again.
Wow. Wow. How
Yeah.
long did it take for you to get, I guess, your bearings back, you know?
Um, I'd say like a year.
Yeah, kind of the
Um,
same with me. It took me about a year to be fully, not, I wouldn't say fully functional because I think I was functional. I just have no
yeah,
memory of that first year. I have maybe like
yeah,
10% of it I remember, and the rest it isn't even a blur. It's just not there, you know?
yeah, yeah. And like, my arm didn't work for the first six
Oh,
months,
wow.
and then, yeah, and then got acupuncture, and they put the little e-stem
Hmm.
things on the
Hmm.
needles, and my arm just went flying up in the air, and now I can move it now.
That's amazing. Oh my God. That
Yeah.
scares me so much because like you're literally being stabbed, you know?
Well,
If you
it's not that deep.
if you think about it, to me, it's like, oh, they're like slowly murdering me. I don't know. I have a weird fear of that, but I have a lot of weird fears. So functionality, how functional is your right arm now?
I'd say I can move
Hmm.
it like everywhere.
Oh, awesome.
Um, I have a little trouble with fine motor
Hmm.
skills.
Can
Um,
you grip? Like, can you
but
pick things up?
oh,
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
yep. So,
What did the doctors tell you
but
that like
I
your hand was it? Like you're not going to be able to use it?
no, they never told me like, oh, you're never gonna be able to walk again, or oh, you're never gonna be able to use your arm again, and stuff like that. They never really told me anything
Mhm.
like that because I think my mom is like a spitfire,
Well, you guys are from
and
Boston.
she
I'm
wouldn't
assuming you guys
allow
are all
that.
that way.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that's awesome. I mean, your recovery. I didn't see you early on, but I mean, your recovery.
Yeah.
Can I say something that I hate people saying? But you look
Yeah.
so normal. Oh my God, I hate that. I
Oh my
love it, but I
god.
hate it at the same time. You know.
Oh,
Um, for
yeah.
me, I guess one of the most difficult things in recovery was just finding other people like me. You know, it was like the most
Yeah.
lonely time of my life. I say it constantly because it's the truth.
Mm.
The fact like early on, like when I met you, that opened my eyes to a whole new world, you know. And then
Yeah. That's
it,
really
it, it
good. Thank you for saying
seriously,
that.
like I always am almost in debt to you for that because I didn't know there was, it's weird because like I went through physical therapy and there was other stroke survivors and with severe
Yep.
deficits worse than mine, they were all in their 50s,
Yep.
60s, and 70s. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't really
exactly.
know what we can talk about. We can talk about the Great Recession, I guess. But like I couldn't really connect. And the fact that like, you know, I ran into you and you reached out, we were chatting. I'm like, oh my God, look at this amazing young girl who's like killing it, you know?
Aw,
And I didn't
thank
know that
you.
there was like other people like me. Not that I'm a young girl that's killing it. But there was, I didn't,
Hey, you can be anything you want to
I
be.
absolutely can't be. But I didn't know that there was this beautiful community of us around here. And now on a daily basis, I speak to people literally all around the world. You know, we're building this like
Yeah.
amazing, beautiful community. And, you know, to be honest, it kind of started with you, and I'm in debt to you for that.
Aw.
What was,
Thank you. That like means so much to me because it's like that's all I would want to do. And that's exactly why like when I share people's story, like I motivate them and I like tag them. And so other people can hit you up and say, "Hey, do you have this issue?" Or, "Hey, how you
which is
doing?"
such a
You
beautiful
know?
thing. So for me, it was a little bit
Yeah.
freeing to to share my story. Hey, this is what happened to me, and it was a lot of acceptance there
Yeah.
too, because it was really, really, you know, at vanity alone, I don't want to feel like I was broken, so I didn't want to share with, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I could barely walk, I was in bed for a month, and then so it was just also
Yeah.
difficult to accept the fact that I came so close to not being here. So it was empowering to share
No,
that.
yeah.
And then what made it even greater is people reaching out to me afterwards and saying, oh, I felt the exact same way. And I was like, oh, this is how we heal. We heal ourselves by sharing, and then we heal others by you know, them
Exactly.
feeling not so alone. You know, you're not the only one going through this. Like it's us.
Yep.
It's this beautiful community we have
Yep.
of fighters and warriors, and some of the most giving, caring people I've ever met in my life. You know, like some of the nicest people. What
Yeah.
was the motivation behind
Yeah.
you starting Stroke Survivors Never Quit?
All like basically ever since I had my stroke, I've been wanting to get awareness out there. And mostly it's obviously like raising awareness and also like motivating people because when you first go through a stroke, like you're like kind of heartbroken that you can't
Right,
be that person
right.
anymore. You know what I mean? And it's just like motivating people to never
Man,
quit.
that's literally, I'm amped right now. I'm ready to go. You know, I think
Yeah.
it's great what you've done, and it's, you know, it's inspired me to start doing the same thing. You know, like I started, you know, the Use to
Yeah.
Rock section of my blog because I wanted to help others have, you know,
Yeah.
a platform to share their stories. You know, because I think it is so helpful. It's so helpful to
Yep.
me, and it's so helpful to others. And you know, you're like the ringleader, Jamie. You're a rock star. And what's great about it too is because you're
Thank you.
so young. You know, like you're so young, and you're taking
Yep.
the initiative,
Yep.
and you're really like spreading your wings and living. You're like truly like going out there.
Yeah.
What do you what would you say is the biggest change between you pre-stroke, even though you were so young, and post-stroke?
hmm I'd say that I understand life more now
Right.
than before. You know what I mean? Like I was always at hockey practice. I was always playing hockey. Like I basically had like kind of a blind eye to like real medical issues. And as soon as I had my stroke,
Mhm.
it was like a wake up call. It was like, you know, I need to like not like take care of myself better because I don't think that had any
Right.
part like to do with it. But I don't know. I think I know myself more.
That's that's actually amazing, and I kind of feel that 1,000%.
Yeah.
You know, because I was a certain way pre-stroke,
Yeah.
but I wasn't. I don't know. I say it frequently. Like I survived.
Yeah.
Like I was living, but like now after actually surviving that, I'm actually living my life. Like
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it, and I'm not taking anything for granted. I'm trying to
Yeah.
live
That's
and
the other
grow
thing.
every day.
Yeah. I don't take anything for granted anymore, because like 100 years back, I don't think that as many people went through a stroke.
Right.
So, I don't know why there's like so many right now,
Mhm.
but we should just all get in contact, and yeah.
Yeah, no, I really believe that, you know, and
Yeah.
slowly but surely we're building this community one survivor at a time.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. Like really, some of my closest friends are now stroke survivors.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I don't think I ever knew a stroke survivor or befriended a stroke survivor before my stroke. And
Yeah.
now, like everybody I talk to is a stroke
Yeah.
survivor. You know,
Yeah.
I don't talk to very many normies. But it's hard because people can kind of understand, but nobody can truly understand what you go through unless you've gone through it. So I just find
Exactly.
it much
Exactly.
easier to talk to people like you because you
Mhm.
get it. So when I say, man, I was feeling pretty overwhelmed today, like you understand it. Other people would be
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, but you didn't really do anything. You know, you just
Oh
got up, or you went to the store, you walked your dog, whatever it is. And I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, but even those mundane, simple things are
Take
it,
a
it
toll on you.
oh my gosh, it's like
Yeah.
jumping out of an airplane sometimes without a
Yeah.
parachute. Like it
Yeah.
just
I
it's
know.
so
I
overwhelming.
I kind of hate that when people are like, "Oh, you don't do much," like blah blah blah. Why are you so tired? Blah blah blah. Like you don't know anything. So I get like so rude about it, but like really,
Well, I like when people say dumb things like that because it makes me
ugh,
know that I don't have to put any thought or effort into getting to know this person.
yeah,
it's
yeah, right,
it's awesome. It's like I have this amazing life to live, and like I don't have to waste any of my time on you. You know,
yeah,
it's like I
like
want to educate people, I do, but if people don't want to be
yeah,
educated, I have no desire to like just
yeah.
get them
I
to
know
grow as a
exactly what you
person.
mean. Yeah, like the other day, I went to Subway and I was actually FaceTiming my girlfriend, like literally on the phone. And some guy goes, "Oh my God, what's wrong with your leg? Why do you limp?"
What?
And I was like, "Okay, first of all,
What the
hang on."
what is going on?
Yeah, people around here are pretty brutal.
That's crazy. Well,
Yeah.
again, I'm originally from New York. I've heard horror stories
Yeah.
about you Bostonians.
Oh God.
Yes, I'm a Yankee fan. I know it makes me very unlikable.
Well, I'm not like from Boston, so
Where are you from originally?
yeah. I'm originally from Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and now I live in Cumberland.
Oh, okay. How long have
Yeah.
you been there?
Like my whole life.
Oh wow.
Like since I was 5.
Oh wow.
I moved from Pawtucket to here,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
a New York transplant. I came to California when I was around 8, 9, 10, right around that time. So like I've been
Yep.
here the majority of my life. So I'm kind of a California kid, even though I have like deep New York roots.
Yeah.
But New York isn't New York anymore. It's really, really nice. It's super.
Yeah, I'm only an hour out of Boston,
Mhm.
but yeah, I'm gonna have to come to
Oh,
California.
absolutely. Please. So what's
Definitely.
been amazing? What's been incredible is actually meeting my brain buddies and meeting other
Yeah.
survivors. It's great to talk
Oh,
to people.
I'm so jealous.
You absolutely are. Like it's great to meet people or to chat with people, which has been amazing, because it just opens up this dialogue, and it opens up this just feeling that you have in you of connecting and sharing with other survivors. It's another thing to actually sit across from somebody and just feel their energy. I did it with Sarah from the Stromies. I even though Liam isn't a stroke survivor from Sherry Stroke of Genius, Liam is like he's like
Yep.
a stroke adjacent because he's
Yeah.
partners with Kyle. And I met Bridget, another one of our brain buddies, like in person, and it was so refreshing. I remember when Bridget was the first stroke survivor I met in person. I was so nervous. Like I was almost a
Yeah.
wreck. Like I was like dropping things. It was like really, really weird. It was like going on a first date,
Yeah. I I always get like nervous before I meet
Mhm.
anyone really. I'm a really shy
Are you really?
person. But
You
yeah,
seem so
like
outgoing and energetic.
well,
So what's funny is I'm actually as loud and kind of obnoxious as I am. I'm actually like I suffer from social anxiety It's really weird because it's this weird balance of but you're so like you like I'm hosting an event at the end of the year. I do a podcast. I talk to people all the time, but like I'm kind of an introvert. I'm an introvert extrovert.
Yeah. Hey, my girlfriend just
What's up, girlfriend? Kayla, right? Is this Kayla? What's up, Kayla? How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. You know, I'm talking to your amazing significant other, and she's telling me how crazy and outlandish she is in public, and not an introvert at all.
Totally.
Hey, so now I can get another perspective about strokes. You're the significant other. What difficulties do you go through in your day-to-days with dating us? And do you guys live together?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys live together. Like, what are the difficulties in dating a stroke survivor? Because my girlfriend has so many.
I don't think I have too many. I guess there are just like some things that like we can't do together that I wish we could.
Mm-hmm.
Like going on like a long hike, like hiking up a mountain. Like I know we couldn't do that,
Right.
And that's just like something I would like to do, but I would like to do it together. Just like little things like that, but it's nothing that I find difficult.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely has like a lot of anxiety and like PTSD, and like I guess I have a hard time dealing with that sometimes because I'm really like easygoing, like very free spirited, and like nothing bothers me. So like my mentality is like, oh no, you're fine, like just breathe. But like that's like the worst thing to say.
Oh my God, as soon as you said that, I started to sweat.
So
what about just communication? How's communication with you guys?
We're very good. We're always on the same page with everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Would you say you're a very patient person, or
definitely?
Oh, okay. Was this before you guys started dating, or is it something that like you had to be now?
I've always been super patient. I used to work in a nursing home with like elderly people who have dementia and Alzheimer's.
Oh,
so
you have to be patient.
Yeah. So I've gotten used to, I've definitely built patience over time.
Oh man. So as a significant other, how do you deal with your significant other being overwhelmed?
I don't know if she gets overwhelmed so much as just like anxious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I kind of just like talk her out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll try to we'll try and do something just to get her mind off of it,
Right. Oh man, you are awesome, Kayla. Are you originally from Boston?
I'm from Rhode Island.
Oh, okay. Have I ever been to Rhode Island? I've never been to Rhode Island.
You should come. It's awesome.
Man, you know where you guys should come? California.
Oh, definitely.
No, like we are gonna come there like one day.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be amazing because I can't wait to give you a big giant brain buddy hug.
Yeah, for sure.
We actually went to the same high school.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well we didn't know each other
at all
until after.
You don't even remember even like passing each other and being like, oh, that chick's cute.
No, because well, no, because I was a freshman and then she was a senior.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
there's an older woman.
There's a age difference there, so I didn't really. The freshmen are usually like in their own building, separated from everybody.
Yeah, keep those freshmen away from us.
I never saw anyone. They were in a circle building, so they didn't get lost.
Wait, so let me ask you a question. Who pursued who?
I guess I did.
She double texted me.
Oh yeah. I get it. I get it.
We met at a bar, so I think alcohol had a little bit of an influence as well.
Oh my God. Is there anything that alcohol can't do? It's been building relationships since I don't know how long. Let me ask you a question, Kayla. How do you feel about Jamie's stroke survivors never quit, what she does for the community?
I think it's wicked awesome. I was kind of the one that like got her started on it because one day I took a picture of her at the gym, her flexing her muscles.
Yeah, the legendary
and
flex.
yeah. And then I just like thought of this like hashtag stroke survivors never quit, and then it just like went from there. We just had like a really deep conversation about like life and what we wanted to do and things we wanted to accomplish. And then I just kind of came up with that idea because I'm a big Humans of New
Mhm.
York fan. So I just like that's what it kind of is like. It's influenced by is like telling someone's story from their own words, and just like to motivate other people.
That's such a beautiful
I
thing.
want to keep it positive.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, because there's so much negative stuff going on in the world. There's so much negative stuff going on in recovery. I mean, we can focus on that. And to be honest, some people actually
Right.
kind of have the right to. But instead of being defined by it, I think we all need to like rise above it. Because it doesn't it mean so much more. You had the stroke, you almost died. It's like, oh yeah, well, you can be, upset and angry and bitter. Yeah, you have the right to be. Or you know what? I'm gonna be bigger than that. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna thrive. I'm gonna, just literally, I'm gonna live my best life. I think that means so much more, and that's so much more admirable than just staying back and be like, well, this sucked. This sucked.
Exactly. And that's what's like beautiful about human beings, honestly. Like we
Mhm.
bounce back. And I think that's like, and some people's stories of bouncing back is like
I mean,
unbelievable.
Jamie's story is amazing. It really is.
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
Everybody.
I'm super
Yep.
inspired. Like I am. Every time I see like, Jamie rocking the house, I'm like, man, that chick's awesome. And I say chick in the least sexist way possible. I also think it's amazing that you can stand up on ice skates.
Yeah,
I can barely stand up on 2 feet. Not because of the stroke, just because I'm awkward.
Ugh, I have like the worst balance now, but somehow I can still go on skates.
Man, I've gotten better. It took me a while. It took me a while to get back, but now I think I'm really good. I feel blessed that I've recovered so well. I have a bit of tremors in my right hand, and that sucks. Mostly for me, it's just short-term memory stuff and PTSD, which is not fun.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
It's seriously the worst thing ever. You know what helps?
Yeah.
My dog. I'm sure your dog helps too.
Oh, I have 2 dogs. I don't know if you've ever saw a picture of both of them.
I
But
might have, but again, I don't know if you noticed or not. I had a stroke.
So the tan one is Ollie, and the little tiny black one is Ophelia. And they truly like do help me. Like they're my life.
Oh man, they're so cute. And my teeny tiny 82-pound golden retriever, my teeny little
tiny.
lap dog, I think she would love your dogs. So when you guys come down to Cali and we all hang out, our dogs have to have a play date. Or if I end up where you guys are at.
Yeah. I think you should definitely come to Rhode Island.
Wait, Rhode Island. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Family Guy. We can make that.
Yeah.
That's where it's from, right? Like it originated like they're in Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
See, I can remember things every once in a while. So we are the NeuroNerds over here. What kind of nerdum do you have, Jamie?
Oh.
Is like superheroes, or your Star Trek chick? Or you like a Star Wars person? Is that too nerdy for you?
I like Spider-Man. I like
That's why you're awesome. All right, so wait, so who's your Spider-Man? Is it Tobey Maguire? Is it Andrew Garfield? Is it Tom Holland?
Okay, honestly, can I say mine?
Absolutely.
Mine is Tobey Maguire only because that movie came out when I was in like the 3rd grade, and I remember like reading the newspaper, and it was the first time anyone has given a movie 5 stars.
Can I tell you how old you just made me feel right now? That's hilarious. Oh, that's awesome though. That's awesome. I'm a big fan of Spider-Man. I'm a big fan of actually I'm a really big fan of like really dark comic stuff. So like the Punisher's like my dude. It's like, so you remember that jerk that was saying, "Hey, what's wrong with your leg?" when you're on the phone? I wish a Punisher would blow that guy's leg off. Is that mean? No, I think it's
No.
just, and it's not even punishment. It is. It's not. It's punishment for being a dick, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna like be so mad, but I've never watched like Star Wars or anything
I
like
literally
that.
just dropped a pen right now. I am in shock and awe. Are you serious? Oh my god! So
Yeah,
I have
no.
a Yoda tattoo on my right arm. It's part of my stroke tattoo. So like I have a
Yep.
stroke ribbon on my right arm, and in it is Yoda, and then it says "Do or do not. There is no try," because that's one of Yoda's lines. And I think that's what I felt like in my recovery. Like I have to recover.
Yep.
I have to do this. There is no try. You know, like I'm doing
Yeah.
this. So you now have to watch Star Wars.
No, I promise you, I'm gonna watch
Because
Star Wars.
this is what I feel. Okay, I feel I survived my stroke for this moment right here to get you to watch Star Wars. Don't watch the ones in the 90s. Those were hot garbage. Okay, those were like water trash.
Okay.
The original
You're gonna have
Star
to-
Wars is brilliant.
You're gonna have to
Oh,
send me
absolutely,
one.
absolutely. I got everything. I'm the biggest Star Wars nerd. I'm literally in my little area where I do my podcast, and right behind me is a giant poster of Boba Fett. I don't know if you know who that character is, but he's super dope.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm blown away.
No, I've heard of everyone in Star Wars and stuff like that, but I just, I've never
All
gotten
right,
to watch
Kayla,
it.
what about you? Have you seen Star Wars?
I've never
Oh my
seen Star
god, you
Wars
guys are
either.
perfect for each
The
other.
opportunity has never
You
presented
guys are
itself.
perfect for each other. I thought you guys lived in Rhode Island, not under a rock. That's so crazy to me.
But like I've been on a Star Tours ride at Disney, and
Oh,
I
that
like
okay.
it.
I at least you have that, because I love the Star Tours ride. That makes me very, very happy.
Wait,
Yeah. Yeah, we both went on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I know a lot about Star Wars. It's just like no one's ever been like, "Hey, I have Star Wars. You want to watch it?" Like it
All right,
never has.
I'm
happened.
making
Nobody
this
has
happen
it.
some way, somehow, because you guys are way too awesome to be this not awesome. Man, I seriously, I think you guys are an awesome couple, by the way, and I think it's great that you guys are there to support one another, and that Kayla, you are as patient as you are. I also think it's beautiful, and Jamie, I really, truly, honestly want to thank you for get me started in this community. I mean that, because I was like a lost little puppy for the first year of my recovery. I was just kind of going through the motions. I was just kind of like just trying to figure it out, but I didn't have any footing with anybody who had gone through what I went through. I didn't have any questions to add, anybody to answer any of the questions I had. I didn't have anybody to relate to, and you were seriously, you were the kind of the beginning of me starting all of this stuff and figuring it out. You were a very, whether you know it or not, you were a very big part of my recovery, and I truly thank you for that. And I think it's amazing what you do.
Thank you. That means
you mean
much
so
to
much
me.
to me.
And it's like moments like it's moments like what you just said that like I hope to achieve, like I want her to achieve, and like the vision
Right.
that I saw for it.
It
Which
really
is
is,
awesome.
and I hope that stroke survivors never quit. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and this community that we're building, because we're building this beautiful community. I
Really though,
No, it's like this is the first one.
I really hope it
Yeah.
just takes off. Like when I say we're worldwide, like we're worldwide. We
oh yeah,
Yeah.
like Indonesia,
Australia,
and I've got friends in the Netherlands. I've got friends in
amazing.
Australia. I just made a friend in Denmark the other week. These are just beautiful people.
That's awesome.
And I'd actually love to so I have this thing with the Stromies. I think we're all aware of who the Stromies are, right? Yeah, I love Sarah. I just met Sarah for the first time.
Yep.
She's amazing.
I love.
Oh my
Sarah.
god,
I
and she has
love
like
her
the
too.
coolest
She
purple
is
hair.
cool.
Again, anything with hair, I'm envious because I'm bald, but still,
Yeah.
she has like the coolest hair. So we have this thing where anytime not that we have trouble or issue, but if somebody is just kind of like down or kind of like not feeling great, we tag team that person with positivity, you know? So there was somebody who like, I don't know, needed like a little bit of community, and I'll send them over to Sarah, and then she'll reach out, and then I'll send the profile over to Kyle, and then he'll reach out. And I would love to do that with you too, Jamie, if that's cool.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome, because I think we can help so many people, because we're helping so many people now. But I mean, we can really, really make a difference in so many people's lives, you know? And I think, I don't know why we're here. I don't know why I survived, but I think what I'm starting to do, and like what we're doing as a collective, I think that's one of the big reasons why I came back, you know? Like, to
definitely.
To
we were
grow.
kept here for a reason, and we're like slowly like changing the world.
You know what? I'd see. This is why I mess with you, Jamie. You're awesome. So I'll actually start doing that. So I actually had an amazing interview with this 3-time craniotomy survivor, and he's going in for his 4th craniotomy. And he didn't know about our community. He didn't even know he was part of our community, you know? And so I think Sarah from the Stromies reached out to him. I think Kyle reached out to him at some point. And, you know, I'll send over his information to you. His name is Thomas. He's amazing, you know? And same with you. Anybody that you want to send my way that, like, you know, we can talk to and chat and help through this difficult time in recovery. I am always here. As always, the NeuroNerds, we're here to help.
Yeah.
You know,
you're awesome, Joe. You are awesome.
I appreciate that, because, you know, I'm the most humble person you'll ever meet. I am so awesome. No, I'm just kidding. I am actually kind of humble sometimes, but I just love what we're doing, and I'm so inspired by you, Jamie. And I mean that, you know, what you've done, what you've started, and what you continue to do. It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're so cool, and I've been trying to get you on the show for a month.
No, I know.
And every single time you're like, oh, no, it's cool. Oh, it's fine. You're seriously like one of the coolest people I've ever known. So, I would absolutely love to have you and Kayla back on the show sometime with my co-host, so we can like talk more brain and talk more nerd.
Yep.
And by that time, I'm going to throw out a stipulation though. You have to have watched Star Wars. You had to.
Okay.
Because I'm not the only one.
Which one do we watch?
The original 1977 Star Wars.
Not to buy it.
So I'll say this: I'm not the only one that's going to give you shit. I am literally in physical fear of my co-hosts almost all the time. So she's a very intimidating, tiny little person. So I'll sick her on you guys if you don't watch Star Wars immediately. So
okay, you know what? My birthday is this Saturday.
Oh shit!
And yeah.
That's all. You know what's funny? On the next Brain Buddy call, I was like, you know what? I have to get everybody's birthdays, because I want to like I have this thing for everybody's birthday. I sing to them. Okay, but that's not.
I think last time we were on the Brain Buddies thing, it was Bridget's birthday, and you sung to her.
So I normally sing in Marilyn, like as Marilyn Manjo. So it's kind of like the happy birthday, but like as me, which is awesome. So definitely expect a call from me on your birthday singing you happy birthday as Marilyn Manjo.
I'll make sure
it's going to be fantastic.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
So Jamie, Kayla, I think you guys are amazing.
I think you're amazing.
Oh, thank you. See, that's the only reason why I say that, because I know compliments are going to come back to me. I mean this from the all of my being, you know, from the hole in my head. I am truly inspired by you, and I truly appreciate you as a person, what you've done for me without knowing it, and what you continue to do for our community. You know, and I want to thank you for being on the show. And for everybody out there, check out Stroke Survivors Never Quit on Instagram. Anything you need to be motivated, check this out. You want to share your story, check this out. You want to hear other people's stories, check this out. And you have t-shirts coming again soon, please say yes.
Yes.
Boom, because I missed my
And-
opportunity, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm not that fat anymore. I can't fit an XL."
No, because we ran out of them. But in spring we should have like new ones.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome!
we want like a new design.
No,
That was a limited edition.
Hey, that design was super dope, and I'm a little bit jealous that I didn't get one, but I'm very excited to see the next design. So you guys out there, if you want to support Stroke Survivors Never Quit, wait for spring when the new designs are out for the Stroke Survivors Never Quit t-shirts. Check them out, scoop them up, send Jamie some love. Jamie Coyle. Did I say it right? See, not Coyle.
Yeah,
because that's
not Coyle,
that's
Coyle.
not how you say it. So Jamie Coyle, and her beautiful significant other, beautiful patient significant other Kayla, which is you guys are adorable. I love you guys so much. I want to thank you guys so much for being on the show, and I'd love to have you guys back on again soon. And it won't be
Thanks for having
several
us.
times and canceling anything like that. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen soon. It's gonna be dope. By the way, this is great that like I'm doing this show, these episodes with all of my brain buddies because I love you guys, and I'm looking forward to like growing this community one survivor at a time. And a big thank you to both you guys, and a huge thank you, Jamie. You're amazing. I love you. Thank you for being on the show. And again, check out Stroke Survivors Never Quit, because Stroke Survivors never quit.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, Jamie. Thank you so much. Kayla, thank you so much. And I'll talk to you guys really soon, okay?
Thank you.
And that was my interview with Jamie from Stroke Survivors Never Quit. Jamie does amazing work for our community. She's a pillar. She is an inspiration. She is such an incredible person. You guys should go follow her at Stroke Survivors Never Quit on Instagram. I'd like to give a big thanks to our sponsor, Avid, for sponsoring our podcast. We really appreciate it. We would not sound as good as we do without them. Also like to give a huge thanks to all our patrons on Patreons. Without you, we would not be able to function as well as we do. Every little bit counts. So I'd like to ask, if you guys are enjoying the show, please consider becoming a patron on Patreon. I'd like to thank all of you for your support, and it would mean the world to us if you could give us a rating and a review on iTunes. As always, the NeuroNerds, we're here to help. Follow me at Joso Rocks everywhere. Follow Lauren at Lauren L. Manzano. Follow us at the NeuroNerds. And on that note, this NeuroNerd is out.